Today we're going to take another look at lessons 1 through 3, looking at the different types of angles. So first, reminder, complementary versus supplementary angles. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. We will oftentimes see that little 90-degree symbol in there indicating that, versus supplementary are 180. Sometimes I remember that C comes before S in the alphabet, 90 comes before 180 when you are counting. So finding the complement of the following angles, 42. Well, maybe you can do it in your head. Otherwise, you can write out 90 minus 42. Well, 90 minus 40 is 50. Minus 2 is 48 degrees. 90 minus 61. 90 minus 60 is 30. 30 minus 1 is 29 degrees. Finding the supplement of the following angles of 105. We're doing 180 minus 105. Well, 180 minus 100 is 80. 80 minus 5 is 75 degrees. And for 82, 180 minus 82. Well, 180 minus 80 is 100. Minus 2 is 98 degrees. Let's look at it given images. So we still have you listing the type of angle, so you're thinking about that before you start solving here. I see the 90-degree symbol here. That tells me these are complementary angles. They add up to 90. So if this one's 43, for X, we're just doing 90 minus 43. 90 minus 40 is 50. 50 minus 3 is 47 degrees. Number 2, these form a straight line. A straight line means that it is a supplementary angle. 180 minus 125. Well, 180 minus 100 is 80. 80 minus 20 is 60. 60 minus 5 is 55 degrees. Okay, these next two, these aren't complementary or supplementary because we don't have a 90-degree angle and they don't form one straight line. Because specifically for this one, we are looking at this angle compared to this angle. When we have opposite angles like this, given two intersecting lines, those are vertical angles. And what's true about vertical angles is they are congruent. So if this one is 21, the other one is also 21 degrees. Number 4, they don't form a straight line, so it's not supplementary. They don't connect at a 90-degree angle, it's not complementary. So they are just adjacent. They are two angles that are next to each other. They are adjacent to each other. So we got to use the information that's given to us. We are given that the whole entire length right here is 167 degrees. We are also given that this part of it is 56 degrees. So I can take the total of 167 and subtract our other angle of 56. Well, 167 minus 50 is 117. Minus 6 is 111 degrees. Now let's look at some algebra problems related to this. We're still going to identify the type of angle that we are given. Here we are given this little 90-degree symbol, so they are complementary. I am going to set up an algebraic equation to solve. These angles together, and it's hard to see, that's a plus sign, form complementary angles. So I'm adding x plus 4 is one angle, plus 3x plus 2 is the other angle, is equal to 90. Now, we're going to solve by first simplifying. I'm going to combine. I have x and 3x, which makes 4x. I have 4 and 2, which makes 6. So 4x plus 6 is equal to 90. Now we have a basic equation that we can solve. I'm subtracting 6 from both sides. I get 4x is equal to 84. Last step, we divide by 4 to get that x is equal to 21. Number 6, type of angle. They connect on a straight line. That means they are supplementary. For supplementary angles, they add to 180. So this 3x plus our other angle, 8x plus 70, equals a total of 180. Now we can solve by first simplifying. If I have 3 x's and 8 x's, I have a total of 11 x's plus 70 is equal to 180. We're going to subtract 70 from both sides. We get 11x is equal to 110. Last step, divide by 11. We get x is equal to 10. Number 7, the angles that we are looking at here. We have this angle and we have this angle. They're not next to each other, so they're not adjacent, so they can't be supplementary or complementary. They are on opposite ends of intersecting lines, therefore they are vertical angles. And a reminder, vertical angles are congruent. So this angle of x plus 21 is equivalent to this angle of 147. And this is a basic one-step equation that we can solve by subtracting 21 on both sides, and we get x is equal to 126. Now, the last lesson, slightly different than angles, but still involves angles, is our triangles, triangle sums. Reminder that a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. So when we are given these 3 angles, they add to a total of 180. We can write the whole thing out here. So we can write 7x minus 1 is the first angle, plus 7x plus 8 is the second angle, plus 5x plus 2 is the third angle, equals 180. And then simplify. We have 7 x's, another 7 is 14, another 5 is 19 x's. And we have positive 8 and positive 2, which is 10, minus 1 is 9, is equal to 180. If you went straight to that because you just went here and were like 7, 14, 19, great. 8, 10, 9, great. It would be fine to start here as well. And then we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. We get 19x is equal to 171. And then we're going to divide each side by 19 to get that x is equal to 9. One more, same thing. This time I'm going to go straight to the simplified version. So we're adding these 3 angles. I have 6 x's and 8 x's, which gives me a total of 14 x's. And then for my constants, I have positive 15 and negative 5, which is 10, plus 30 is 40. Gives us a total of 180. And now we can solve. We were adding 40, we're subtracting 40 from both sides. We get 14x is equal to 140. Last step, divide by 14. We get that x is equal to 10. You can always double check your answers to make sure you did it right. If x is 10, 6 times 10 is 60 minus 5 would be 55 degrees. Here, 8 times 10 is 80 plus 15 is 95 degrees. And these 3 should add to 180. So 95 plus 55 is 150 plus 30 is 180. That means that it worked.